Ambassador, we've traveled a little bit in South Sudan. Now finally we are in Juba in the embassy. Thanks for hosting us. India, we've seen on the ground itself, has a lot of goodwill, Ambassador, here.
Correct. The reason being, Indian community has a very long-standing relationship with Juba. Everybody knew about Sudan, but very long back, our business people, they were doing business in Juba. Even we opened our first consulate in the year 2007, before the independence. Even at the time, nobody knew there will be a new country called South Sudan, but our people were doing business. That's why we opened our first consulate in 2007. At the time, lot of Gujarati businessmen and people from South India, especially Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, they were also having a huge presence here. Around, I was told around 4,000, 5,000 people were here at the time. Then after the independence, we upgraded our consulate to a full-fledged embassy. That people are so happy seeing that we are one of the first embassies opened in this part of, in the new country, young country. Then for that Independence Day celebrations in 2011, our Vice President, Hamid Ali Ansari, he came all the way to attend that one. These people still they remember it, then they cherish that thing, that India was one of the first country recognized South Sudan. Since then, we have very good, very cordial and bilateral relationship with South Sudan. Even people-to-people contact also. They are very close with us. Everybody having one or the other experience with India. Even some people say very long back, even whenever I meet them on the street or somewhere in a function, they used to talk to me in Hindi. They speak few words in Hindi, in few words in Tamil also. We feel very good about that one also. That much closeness we are having.
Right, Ambassador, like you're saying, it's history. Like even when it was Sudan, when it was a unified country, and the president then, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, came and continued. You mentioned Vice President Ansari, then MOS General VK Singh was also there. You also said we were probably one of the first countries to recognize South Sudan. We've also been helping post-independence in UNMISS with 2 battalions of the Indian peacekeepers.
2,500 people almost, yes.
That itself is also providing not only a huge security blanket for people in the areas where they are operating, but they are also having an outreach to the locals.
Of course. See, it's a very proud moment for us. Our UN force, they make us very proud. See, not only apart from their regular peacekeeping operations, they are doing lot of social welfare activities in the entire country, especially wherever they are located in Bor state, in Malakal and other places. They are running a base hospital also for the civilians. They are running veterinary clinics. That has more attraction than anything else. Even the very big level ministers and dignitaries, always they are very proud to say, yes, Indian contingent is not only helping human beings, they are helping their cattle resources. They revered their cattle resources very much. That thing. Apart from that, the capacity building trainings, they are empowering local women folk, teaching them agriculture activities, how to grow vegetables, how to extract milk from the cattle here. Here the cows give very little milk. Now they are developing some technology. Now they are thinking of high breeding also, all these things. Our battalions, they are helping them. Not only that, recently they started a scheme called community lighting. In every village, they are going to put a very tall pole. Then they will install few solar panel lights. That will be highly helpful to the students to study at night. It will give some security, safety aspect also. Now, after seeing 1 or 2 lights like that, ministers of those areas, they are calling me, Ambassador, please ask your battalion to install more lights. It's cost little money also, but Indian community, they agree to help in that matter. We are going to give around 10 lights. Indian community in Juba, they agreed to donate around $10,000 to UN, our battalion people, to set up 10 lights. That's a very useful thing. It will give us some image also. Then apart from that, the capacity building training to the university students, Bor John Garang University, even the students are taught how to repair computers, how to repair cell phones, then vehicles, all these things they are doing it. See, it will give some financial support to the students also. Some few students join together. If you start a small company, okay, we will repair your genset. It will be a huge help to this suffering community. Indian government, the Indian battalion is really doing a wonderful job. Yes, we are very proud of it.
We saw this on the ground itself. You were mentioning solar lamps, and in a particular village, another community said, why are we not getting it? Yes. There was so much demand for it. In terms of the security blanket, again, when you just look at the situation in South Sudan, we're probably the second largest in terms of numbers after Rwanda.
Next to Rwanda, yes. Correct.
But the places where we are positioned are very strategically important in terms of the past and where there has been conflict.
Yeah, that's the thing. These two areas, the Malakal and Bori area, they had seen lot of fighting also. In that area, there are a lot of cattle resources. Now, most of the ministers in the government, they are from only to those areas, Bor and Malakal areas. Whenever I meet them, always they have high regards for India. They used to request, please, Ambassador, do something to develop our agriculture activities. We have plenty of empty land and lot of resources, water resources. Please ask your Indian business people to come and invest. Now we are watching the situation. Once it is, once we get the green signal, yes, everything is okay. Definitely, we will recommend our business people. Agriculture, especially when the agriculture is from dynamic agriculture from Punjab. They will come and they will transform the entire country. Really, we are highly hopeful. The peace and stability will return to this country. We are trying our level best to help the friendly country like South Sudan.
Again, talking about the positioning of the Indian battalions now, in the Bor area, in Akobo, this is the first UNMISS presence, security presence in an IO, in a area. When you're looking at the other contingent, which is in Malakal, they are going to establish, they already have one, but they're moving their post for the first time to the west of the Nile itself. So the Indian contingent is taking up much of the responsibility of peacekeeping itself.
See, the reason being why we are taking that much risk and this thing, very active in that field. The reason being, Indian battalion already gained a good name in this country. They are neutral. They never involve any local politics. There were some allegations against some battalions, but our people, they are respected everywhere. That's why they are taking, even I suggest to them also, please do your best for that local population. They need the support now. This is not the time to blame what happened in the past, oh you did this thing, that thing. That's not, oh, everything is over now. At least let think and look forward to take this country along with India. India progressed a lot. In the same way, we should also, as a good friend, we should also help them. That way we are concentrating on three main fields now. One is education. We are giving them capacity building training, around 200 scholarship we are giving every year. Then apart from that, 7 scholarship for undergraduate, postgraduate and research level studies also we are giving. This year, government, on my recommendation, the government has agreed to increase the slots for scholarship 15. Almost we are doubling it. That is sponsored by ICCR. Then the people are so enthusiastic about it. Even they need everybody here in this country. They want their children to be educated in India. Whoever it may be, even poor man, he thinks, okay, let my son or daughter go to India and study. Apart from the student on our scholarship, there are so many private financing students also there in India. They are studying in Bangalore, Pune, Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, everywhere they are there. They are on their own financing. The parents give a lot of importance to education, but Indian system, they love it. This is the thing. Most of the top bureaucrats, even I met so many ministers, they studied in India for years. I met one finance minister here in the Juba state. He studied in Pune for 9 years. He speaks very fluent in Hindi, better than me. That much goodwill we have in this country. Now I am thinking of forming one India South Sudan Friendship Association. The students, the people who are in high position and study in India, I am going to assemble all important people. Then I will form a group. There will be a bridge between us to the government. Even some people are very happy about that thing. They are coming forward. Very soon we are going to start that one also.
And very soon, hopefully, there will be a medical facility, hospital in Juba.
Of course. See, already India pledged around $5 million to construct a hospital here. Earlier it was considered as a general hospital. Then government of South Sudan requested, they wanted a exclusive hospital to treat their mentally affected patients, psychiatric patients. Because they
considering the conflict,
so many people affected by that war trauma. Even human rights organizations accuse the government they are keeping their patients in jail because they don't have the infrastructure to maintain them. Then the President, when he visited India in 2015 for the Indo-Africa Summit, he put up a request to Prime Minister Modi. Then it was agreed to give them a exclusive hospital to treat psychiatric hospital patients. Last month, this month on the 2nd January, our team came from India. 5 doctors from Arabia and Sri Lanka Medical Science and 2 engineers. They inspected the land, then had a dialogue with the local medical fraternity. They met the health minister. They had an audience. They were fortunate to have an audience with President Salva Kiir. He was so happy. Then he made everybody very comfortable. Then he was recalling his good old days and connections with India, all these things. He was fondly recalling his meeting with Prime Minister Modi. He was telling he's my mentor and he's my this thing. He used very good words about Prime Minister. That's the thing. That much respect we have. That's the thing. Yeah.
The political situation, security situation, still in flux. Like you're saying, you're waiting to see whether Indian businesses should be recommended to come.
Yes.
But there is already a presence of Indians here in the business community. It was much larger before. But even the countries surrounding South Sudan have a big Indian diaspora.
Of course. Yeah, now a lot of people coming. Almost every week I am getting 1 or 2 business inquiry from neighboring countries. They are visiting us also, especially from Uganda, Kenya, even Khartoum. People are coming here. But I am recommending, please come and do the exploration. How the situation is improving. Once the situation, if you feel it's comfortable, you come and start the business. Indian embassy is always with them.
Right.
I sure on my first arrival here, my first meeting was with Indian community. First I called everybody. I told them, this is not like a 9 to 5 office, Monday to Friday. This is 24/7 office. This is my number. At any time you can call me. Then people became then they understood, okay, the new person is for the people. Then things are moving very smoothly. They are participating in all our events. Even I take all my colleagues from the embassy whenever they organize some events. That much closeness we are having with the Indian community.
We've experienced that firsthand on the ground. You have been mentioned on the ground by people as being a very proactive envoy for India and very helpful moving forward things in the outreach that India is trying to achieve. What further can India really give you? You talked about agriculture, you talked about scholarships, medicine, of course, livestock, like you said, veterinary services are very important in this country.
The livestock is more than a human population in this country. For everything, we need some assurance from the government or authorities about to safeguard their investment. Second, the security situation is improving, but still people have some skepticism whether it will sustain or not. But I am hopeful definitely the situation will improve. Now the transition period, it will end only in the month of May. Then all political parties, the opposition group, they will come and join the government. Once they join the government, there will be a lot of changes in the government. There may be some policy changes also. Till then, we have to wait. After that, definitely I am going to recommend our business people, our Chamber of Commerce to send their delegations. Now, very recently we extended an invitation to the local trade minister to visit India to take part in CAA conclave. Very soon he may be visiting New Delhi in the month of March. At that time he will go and meet our business houses and business people. They will explain to them what are the developments taking place in this country. Even
a huge opportunity.
Yes, huge opportunity. Yes. Even that Secretary General of Local Chamber of Commerce is also very keen to go over there. We are extending invitation to him also to attend both the places. He will also going with his delegation. That much we are trying our level best. Even that a lot of natural resources is there, but the policy is not very clear. They are not openly telling anything. Even starting a business, they don't have any guidelines how to start business in this country. For that, I requested the trade minister, honorable trade minister, please give me a booklet. Then it will be circulated to our Chamber of Commerce. People will come. He assured me that very soon he will provide that copy. Very recently, they enacted that labor law. Only in 2017 it started. Last week only I got a copy from the government. Now they are bringing out a new guidelines also, how to treat, that local population should be employed by the foreign employers or local people. That means slowly they are making out new guidelines. Now they have enacted new revenue authority also to accumulate more and more revenue for the country. Now they are very vigorous. In 2 months they collected more than 1 billion SSP South Sudan pound as a non-oil revenue for the country. Then in that way good things are moving properly. They are streamlining the tax collection system also. That's a very good thing. This type of developments is going to help the international community and giving some hope about commitment by the leadership of this country. That is a good sign of development in this country.
Like you're saying, it's almost like a wait and watch because of the transitional period, and then the other groups come in. There could be some policy changes. So one has to see how that develops. But overall, Ambassador, how do you assess the peace process having moved? Because there have been four attempts before, this is the fourth one, and they've all failed. Is this any different?
Still, some people, my colleagues in the diplomatic community having some skepticism. But I hope this time the peace will definitely sustain. The reason being, when I met His Excellency the President after presenting my credentials, he mentioned to me one thing. The earlier, he himself volunteered and he told me the earlier pacts were failed. The reason being, we were not ready to sign those agreements, but it was imposed on us. But this time, myself and my friend Dr. Raik Machar, we discussed, we agreed to sign the peace agreement. Both the parties willingly signed the agreement. Wherever they showed, then I signed it, because countries development, people are fed up. People need peace also. That's why he signed. Definitely it will sustain. For that, he wanted international community support. Definitely, as a good friend of India, definitely India will extend all the support to South Sudan government.
People want peace. Now, you've seen how times have changed in terms of Sudan and South Sudan, and how they used to be practically enemies, but now because of their common interests, the statements from both sides are saying, so things are changing.
Yes, of course changing, of course changing. See, now the economy of both the countries are in very precarious situation. Both need funds for the developmental activities. Now they are reviving their petroleum extraction also. They started with around 8,000 barrels per day. Now it reached more than 30,000 barrels. By end of this year, definitely it will reach that world there, 130,000 barrels it will reach. We are hopeful. We have a huge stake in this country also. Our ONGC, they invested more than $2 million in this country. Yes, 2 blocks. But our people are very active now, along with our partners, Petronas and the Chinese petroleum company. They are doing very well. We hope the production will pick up. Then we will also thinking of developing those fields. Then we will try to we will think in the future if there is more investment or something in the oil sector. That's also possible.
Again, there's been a major change of late. In one of those blocks, it almost doubled, though it was on a much lower base. But I believe the other block has even more potential. So ONGC has a big stake. India has a big stake in South Sudan in terms of energy resources as well.
Of course, we have a lot of, we need a lot of fuel, this energy to run our economy also. South Sudan really they have a very huge unexplored reserve of oil in this country. Earlier they were telling only 2 billion barrels. Now they say they're going more than 15 billion barrels of reserve here. Last month they conducted one conference here, fuel and energy conference. They held all important top people in the industry. They came and attended. At the time, the petroleum minister conveyed to the people, the delegates, that they have this much reserve. They want for explore and extract all these things. They need a lot of investment from foreign countries. Our people also, our ONGC people also, they send the report to the government. Let us see in future. Definitely, we will take part in this country. They have very good quality petrol also. That's a good thing. The only problem is the transportation, but it will be resolved very soon. But a lot of money is going in that transition transport charge. That's a thing. Okay, that's part of the game anyhow. But we are slowly going to get back the return for our investment in this country. Yeah.
And overall, sir, India, when it looks at itself in comparison to other countries in South Sudan, and how strategically important it can be for India, and how other countries are also looking at their strategic interests. How far is our policy?
South Sudan, they think India is a highly reliable ally in the world. They are asking our support to train their police force. Even they want their joint military force to be trained by us, fire force, because of our neutrality. Then we will slowly, we will enter into that field also. Then already the matter has been taken up with the government. I am again expecting some special proposal from South Sudan government. When it comes, it could be considered by the government of India. That's the thing.
And on the peacekeeping front also, the mandate expires in a couple of months. Yes. Maybe there will be a new mandate. Yes, we're not sure exactly how that will function. Correct. But then again, whatever it is, India will be playing a key role in it.
Of course, of course. See, India, wherever the conflict is there, the Indian peacekeeping force is doing very well. Being a neutral force and concerned about the local population's development and improvement, everybody like Indian forces, they feel very close with our forces. We never indulge in any kind of wrong things. That's why our forces highly relied by the local government, and local population also, they like our forces. But they are doing their best for that country's peace thing. Once the transition period is over, the forces of the government as well as opposition group, they will be assembled together. They form a national army. At the time, if they require any help, government of India may consider this thing to help them also.
And how does India's foreign policy overall look at peacekeeping in South Sudan or other areas where India is involved is of course key to that specific location. But there is a larger foreign policy implication in terms of the Security Council, in terms of the UN itself. How does all that come together?
Yeah, see, India feel wherever the conflict regions are there, we send our force voluntarily on the request of the UN Security Council. The reason being, we never take side everywhere. We feel let the peace and stability return to the country wherever our forces are there, and try to help the local population also. In that way, India is getting a good image, being a very neutral force and interested in resolving the issue, resolving the difficulties or conflict, and help at the same time creating an atmosphere for the local population's development and improvement also. In that way, India is doing its best. Yeah, that's the thing.
Indian peacekeepers have formed the largest number. Yes, if you look at it over history, you had the largest number of casualties, the most missions. Right. The larger implication of in the global order in terms of the UN Security Council, UN, that itself also plays a part. It's
of course. See, our forces are in high demand in Africa. They say send Indian force. They want that's the thing. That's why not only we are doing the peacekeeping operations, we are helping the local population. That is most important. See, they should be given a comfort. They should be they should feel secure when Indian forces are around. All the UN peacekeeping forces are doing their best, but Indians, they are very close. They are very kind. The culture and system is like that.
But it should also have an impact in terms of how there's a reorder to look at how on the ground the global order has changed. Yes. In terms of it's not just the P5 anymore. Correct. That also would have an impact in the larger strategic interest.
But India is, as I told you in the beginning, we are always neutral. We never take side in the conflicting region. That's why the leadership of this country, they trust Indian troops. They never make any allegations. But they have some difficulties with some peacekeeping forces. But our people, they are always in the middle path. Not only in the middle path, they are taking part in the local infrastructure development also. Even our forces in Malakal, they repaired the runway of the airport, local airport. What do we want more? That's the thing.
We saw that also. Yeah. Ambassador, you were mentioning how many people even speak to you in Hindi, some even better than you and me. We saw that. We met a young girl in Malakal who was singing Bollywood songs for us.
Yes. See, here Bollywood.
And little boys who sing Ram Ram.
See. Even whenever I go in the market, people used to greet me in Tamil also. They say Vanakkam. They say, even in Hindi they say Namaste. All these things. See, our Indian movie has a huge outreach in this place. They were regularly showing. Even they dubbed our serials, this Hindi serials in Arabic language, it's become highly popular. Even big government officials, they used to watch regularly that much. Even Indian cinema, the love Shah Rukh Khan is a dream hero here. Even some old people here, even they are remembering Sanjeev Kumar, then Amitabh Bachchan. Even they used to say some dialogues from the old movies also. That much they are having, even especially that Raj Kapoor's movie, very popular. Even I met one of the ambassadors from my colleague from Turkish embassy. He used to sing songs from old Raj Kapoor's movie. That much impact Hindi movie made here. Even that social media are also creating lot of awareness in the country, in this country. Even the students who are studying in India, they are bringing back very good image. I experience from India. It's giving good publicity for India, telling okay, more and more people can go and study in India. The fees are also reasonable, not very costly to compare with Western countries. Even daily, every day I am giving 5 to 10 visas only for medical treatment. So many people are going for medical treatment to Chennai, Bangalore and Delhi, all these places. Even people from high level in the government. Last month, the Chief Justice of South Sudan, he visited Chennai for surgery. After his return, he came and he personally thanked me. Ambassador, they took care of me, now I am fine, that's the thing. Now the Interior Minister of South Sudan, he is taking treatment in Bangalore. The Juba governor, a few months back, he gone to Delhi Apollo Hospital for a heart treatment. That's why all the big people are going. Whenever they go, then they come and meet me also. Then I used to guide them, is the health, this climatic condition. Even I used to write to the hospitals also, that this VIP is coming, please take care of them. They are getting all the treatment. They are very, very happy in that way, yes.
So the physical distance between New Delhi and Juba may be over 10,000 kilometers, but the ties are much, much closer. Ambassador, thank you so much for giving us some time. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks, sir. Thank you.